Well, we have a create a new assessment. If you click on that, that'll allow you to enter in your product's name and a cast number. And then you can see down here you have three options to choose from. You have a chemical, a product, or a mixture. Chemicals will be the individual components. Product will be a full product with a formulation in it. And a mixture is taking a couple of the chemicals you think about mixing together to see how they would create a new product from there. We're going to start with a chemical. I'm just going to go with the sample 102. And you click submit. And then what will happen is you'll see on the side over here you'll have four options to choose from. You click here to add another product, which you could do that. Go through the same step we just did. You can click here to return back to the main page of the tool, which I'll show you what that looks like. Brings you back here. Or if you click on this one here, it will bring you to the format laid out by P2OASys. And it shows you the 8 major headings of what we're doing an assessment on, and inside of each of these will be the individual components that you want to be pulling from a safety data sheet or a technical data sheet or other external resources. So how do you enter in the data? You're looking at the screen, there's nothing there, nowhere to enter anything. Well, first you need to expand open each of the categories to the point where you can find a place to enter in the data. So as you saw, all I did was click on the main button to expand it out, and you keep drilling down until you get to the point where you can add in your actual data. If you wanted to open them all at once instead of clicking on everything to do it, you have an expand all, which will show you everything. You can also collapse all. What I'm going to do is just going to open up the acute human effects, and we're going to focus on the inhalation toxicity. So you can see there's multiple entry options for you to go through. There's the LC50, there's key phrases, the GHS phrases as well. So I'm going to just input some values to show you what happens. So for an LC50 of 2000, it gets a score of a 6. I'll get more on the scores in a second. If we go to key phrases, which is a drop-down menu, you can choose from any of these which you would find on a safety data sheet. So harmful if swallowed, we'll do the GHS H phrase of 333. So now you have in all of the data you have found for the inhalation toxicity. You want to say, all right, what does that mean? So what first we're going to do is we're going to save. We're going to go back to the home page, or the starting page, and we're going to look at the score summary page. So in here, we'll expand out the inhalation toxicity. You can see that in here are the 3 scores that you generated from the other page. And you can see in here it gave you a value of 6. How did it do that? In these light green ones, they take the worst one of the 3. In the case of P2OASys, the higher the number, the worse it is. So you have a score of a 6, that by default gets in there as your score value for that product, for that category. Let's go back to enter in some more data. So we'll go back into here. We're going to expand out this. We saw that already. So now let's do oral toxicity. We're going to pick this H phrase and a category level. And we'll do this. So now we'll go through, we'll do dermal as well. We'll do this, enter in some values, pick an H phrase, key phrase, maybe harmful. We'll go down to the health, HMIS, or the NFPA ratings, pick a score. So what you can do now is save changes. We'll go back. We're going to look a little bit more in depth as to how it creates the score for that category. So the overall category of the acute human effects is right here. So you can see we entered in data into 4 of the possible categories that are there. And in the ones that we didn't put anything here, don't get used in calculation of the score. So you can see the overall acute human effects score received a value of a 6. And how does that come about? What it does is it goes through each of these light blue categories and takes the worst 2 scores in the category. So a 6, there are 2 6s. So you take the average of that, you get a 6 for the score. Let's look at another one where they may not necessarily be the same. So we're going to enter in, we're going to go down to the chronic human effects. We'll look in here, we'll say this, and we'll come down to mutagen, we'll say this. Let's just save changes there to kind of demonstrate how it creates the score for that category. So this time we're going to expand out the chronic human effects. you saw that we had entered in just 2 of the categories that are there. Its overall score is a 6. How did they get that? It took the 4 and the 8, which were the 2 scores you had in there, averaged them, and got the 6. Okay, so that's how this P2OASys will generate scores based on multiple entries.
Yeah.